Okay, this will be an interesting one. It's got very pastel-y colours we're going to use, if I'm correct. We'll see how it goes. Wondering how big we're going to make it. Going to make it 360 by 360. Alright, let's see how we go with this. Going to just lighten it up. We're not going all the way light. This one's very light. We're going to leave the contrast as is. Alright, let's see what we have. We have here Vodafone and it's presenting Huawei. I think that's the pronunciation. Had some problems with Huawei just recently. I'm just trying to think what they did. We're going to photocopy that area there. This is a nice picture. But yeah, there was a problem with Google and Huawei. They wouldn't allow them to access Google or something. Google wouldn't let them, so I wouldn't go buying this stuff unless they've changed their mind. They might have done a backflip. Don't quote me, I don't remember all the details, but there was a conflict with Huawei and I think Google. Look it up on the internet, maybe Google it. But there was something that was preventing people from accessing Google services on Huawei handsets. Pity. Let's see how we go with this. But I haven't heard anything more about it. I've got a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. It's a beautiful phone. It's old. Now that looks really nice. It's an old phone now. I've had it for this is the phone I'm shooting on, is this Galaxy S8 Plus. So, and I don't want to replace it yet. I'm waiting till it becomes unusable on the internet. I don't have a need for a brand new handset at this stage. I like to also do my bit for the planet by not buying one of these gadgets unnecessarily, because if I can still use it to make YouTube videos and shit like that, I'm happy with it overall. It's always nice feeling when you do have a new handset in your hand. Is a really nice new feeling that these companies try to sell. They try to sell that new phone feeling, I must say. I'm actually going to move this way now. I'm wondering which way I'm going to move it. So I'm trying to make this look really nice. But basically, I can understand that new phone feeling does feel really special. But why sacrifice our environment and waste money when you can still get service out of your phone for a lot longer than the what do they call it? The plan. And it costs more too. I can't afford it, folks. It's really hard trying to pay off a handset when you're not a rich person, when you're not rich. Now, I've done this wrong. This looks shit. When you're not a rich person, buying a new handset is just ridiculous. It's too expensive. It just doesn't, I just can't justify it at all. I wonder if we're going to make this into a movement piece. This doesn't seem to be lending itself all that well. But basically, I just like to save the planet, save money. I don't need a new handset, folks. I'm happy with my handset. I reckon this handset it's just over 2 years old, I think I could get another 3 years out of it, up until, we got to wait till the new G5, what is it called? 5G comes into play. I'd like to have 5G, and 5G requires a new handset. I know, but the thing is, I'm not going to get 5G has not been actually rolled out into this area yet. We don't have it everywhere, so it's no point in me buying a new phone when there's no use buying a new phone when the 5G hasn't sort of become commonplace. It's always good to wait for the technology to be fully implemented rather than being one of the first people to use it. It's just not worth it, It's not worth it, folks. Anyway, that looks really quite nice. That looks really interesting. I'm thinking where's the centre of this job going to be? I'm thinking it's going to be there. Wonder if we can do a better job of this. But basically, yeah, I just would rather wait for the technology to be more established, and then I'll think of replacing my handset. Anyway, this looks a lot better. It's a lot more interesting. It's not as good as I'm hoping it would be. I'm actually thinking it's going to be the center. Which one are we going to use? Going to use this one, I think, or maybe we'll just try another one out of this. It's not an easy job. It's not easy controlling movement, folks. It's really difficult. But basically, yeah, I mean, why spend money on a new handset when your current one is good enough, And the 5G hasn't been fully rolled out. It's only just started. It's only just made a peep in its appearance. No doubt 5G sounds like a really... Now that looks interesting. Now 5G sounds like a really interesting technological platform, if you can call it that. And basically, I look forward to using it, but at the moment I'm just not... it's not urgent. I've got enough I can use. The technology we have now is good enough. I don't think 5G is popular. Oh, I've just said it. Sorry, folks. I'm rehashing again. Sorry, mates. But yeah, technology should only be replaced when it's necessary, not just because you want that new phone or that new car or that new something or other. Put the word new phone, new car. We do need to minimise our rubbish production, and unfortunately China has blocked recycling materials from going over there like it used to. So the recycling has hit a crisis point. So the best thing to do now is not just to recycle anymore because we're fucked up. We have to therefore use less, make less waste, because there's no certain future as to how countries around the world are going to process their waste when they no longer can rely on China to do it. So this is happening here in Australia as well. China's closed all the doors, and countries like Australia and other countries don't have recycling facilities big enough to cater for the onslaught of recycling that needs to be done. So I'm not happy with the way things have played out in that regard. So I'm going to make this a bit bigger. So yeah, I'm not happy with the way the recycling industry's gone to the wall. It's bad enough trying to recycle, trying to stop the waste, and now we can't fucking get our recycling done properly. It ends up as landfill now. What's the point of fucking separating our fucking garbage now that we can't fucking get any recycling done. For the real, it just becomes going through the fucking motions. What would normally be a good thing is no longer good enough. So we have to now try to use less. And that's what I'm trying to do with this fucking electronics. Electronic waste is even more toxic than container waste or packaging waste, and even that's no good. So yeah, we have to fucking, I don't know what happens to the old handsets that get sold, that get traded up for a new handset. I don't know what happens to them, folks. Again, it's probably another secret thing. Maybe they are getting buried in the ground, ready to rot and cause dangerous pollution in the water and the plants. The water and the food will be contaminated by this shit. So I don't know. It's best just to play it safe and not to keep buying things like phones and shit. Just to keep the fucking waste at bay. Let's see how we go with this. Yeah, this has been a really prolongated demo, folks. This has been a difficult one, or at least to start with. And now we've got something a little bit more interesting that we've made here, hopefully. Okay. Alright, there we have it. That looks quite interesting. I think now we can call this prolongated demo quits.